Greetings from beyond the grave. Coming from the land of the dead, I'm in a very, very talkative mood. I'm here to talk about video games, talking about everything to do with video games. And I'm hoping to find audience. So, I'm wishing you to have a very good week and a better week than what I had, because, I'm living in Egypt, so living in Egypt is not the peachiest thing to do in life. And I hope whatever you are, whatever you do, this is better than the land of the dead. We start talking about, I don't know if you paid attention, but lately we have a resurgence of space games, lots of space games actually. Some of them are real-time strategies. Some of them are even turn-based strategies like Stellaris. They're even remaking Master of the Orion. But I'm now talking about games that are with exploration. Basically, I'm going to talk about 3 games. I'm going to talk about Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen, and No Man's Sky, since this one was just released a few days ago. And by the way, hello games, what the fuck did you just do? Anyway, let's not just get ahead of ourselves and just talk about it like how I had it in my mind. So first thing, Elite Dangerous. This is the game I'm playing the most out of these 3 games, and the reason for that, it's the only one that's complete. No Man's Sky now is out, but honestly, I'm gonna of course explain more, but honestly I don't think it's worth $60 for now. But Elite is the one I'm playing the most, and problem is I love this game so much, but it's, I don't know what to say. I mean, problem with this game, it has the mechanics very, very top notch. Like the mechanics are very, very complete, I would say. Mechanics, most of them, of course, except for the ones that are not even there, like walking outside your ship, which is not really my biggest of problems with Elite Dangerous, since actually I don't care. Actually, I'm a person that bought it just to have it as is, since I play Euro Truck Simulator, and actually I'm a big fan, so I don't mind doing this again, but with Elite. But no, the problem is that they have lots of things that are working very, very well, but the things that are more into gameplay, are more into context, are not really there. For example, I'm a person who usually, like say in Euro Truck, I'm a person who usually likes to go to a station, get my mission, and get going. The problem with that is that now, I mean, since I played it, the game doesn't really like give you lots of credits, doesn't really give you a good reward. Beside that, the missions are all samey, like really, really, like you rarely find something that's completely different that blows you out of your mind, and you basically can't really just rely on one kind of a mission unless it gives you more credits. And here lies the problem, that the game very quickly becomes you chasing credits for buying new ships, for updating your current ships. And this is not fun. I mean, I don't know. After a while, you really get bored of it, and that's my problem. I actually own Elite Dangerous with Horizons, the expansion, and as much as I love the game, I really can't say, yeah, you should buy Elite Dangerous. I would actually recommend buying Elite Dangerous and not buying Horizons, even though now, like back then, I paid actually 60 for the game and 60 for Horizons, or whatever, they gave a discount for owners. But yeah, I think actually Probably now it's actually better to buy Horizons and the game both together. But I'd say wait for the second season of expansions, because then I'll really see how they're going with it, and if it's really going to be what they promised since the beginning. But now the game is amazing. You really show it to people, they're like, they go crazy. Even some of them wouldn't even comprehend that's how good this game is, because technically it's an amazing game. But as I mentioned with the gameplay, there lies the problem. I would actually like to add a bit of things that I think that maybe they should add to the game, and I think that this game needs a lot of dynamic ways of getting missions. For example, you can just show from time to time a certain mission from a certain station, and it will be kind of like a warning, kind of like attention commanders. This mission in this station, if you go now and do this mission, you'll get, say, 5 million credits. That would be crazy. That would be very nice, and like, do this every once in a while. This would be very nice. Like, someone who's in the middle of something, he needs to weigh his options, see how, if it's actually more beneficial for him to go there or continue what he's doing. This would be very interesting. Of course, co-op missions. What do I get if I'm having co-op in this game, but I don't have co-op missions? This doesn't make any kind of sense. More options for trading. I need better ships for trading, for starters. I mean, the ships, I don't know. Except I would say the T9, they're okay. Okay, I'm not gonna be a douche about it, but something needs to be done about the missions. I don't like this new interface they put in the missions, and I hate these pictures they're putting there. They look ugly, and whoever says anything else, I'm sorry, you're lying to yourself. These look so damn ugly. They're saying they're gonna add better portraits later on, but until then, I really hate these ones. I really can't stand them. Anyway, let's not talk about Elite so much. That we already did. So Star Citizen. The problem with Star Citizen is that it got a lot of money. The amount of hype is extremely high, and they released an alpha build that's very weird. I don't know what to say about it. Whenever I try it, I have problems with it. It crashes a lot. It's not well optimized. What you have there is really, really limited. You can't even have a taste of the real game, and I don't know. The promise is so big. That's the problem, and we all saw how this went with No Man's Sky. I don't think it went very well, and I don't know if they can actually do this promise. I don't know if they'll fulfill this promise, because it's very big. It's a very big promise. And maybe they will, and I really hope so, because then we'll have a very, very grand game. It's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. But so far, I don't know. I don't see it yet. I can't even recommend it. I can't, because I can't see it. So I really hope they get their shit together, because this would be a very good game. And last but not least, No Man's Sky. I really don't know what to say about this game. When I saw the announcement in E3 with this game, I was so happy. I was really, really looking forward to this game. Now I'm so scared. I mean, seeing how it did, and especially the PC version, since I play on PC, I don't own any console. I'm living in Egypt, and playing games is very expensive. So I decided to just stick to one thing, and since I'm gonna use a PC all the time, and especially with how my wife's job is going, you need a good PC. So basically, that's how I'm playing my games. Seeing how the PC version is, it's really sad. It's extremely sad, because the promise was so big, what they showed, and the hype. And I could blame the people for the hype, but also that's the problem with marketing. like what they showed and what they were talking about and how big is the universe. And I am actually starting to think that Star Citizen are the smartest between them, because both Elite and No Man's Sky are always showing off with how big is their map. Star Citizen is not going like this. It's going to be a medium-sized map, not even big. It's going to be medium, I guess, not small, I would think. So medium is decent. Like you have a number of like they're numbered. They're very easy to number, not quintillion and billion and I don't know what. They're numbered. They're very easy to go around, but they're full of details. That's the thing. You need to have the capacity to fill the space with things to do. And I think, obviously, No Man's Sky. I didn't play it yet, but Elite kind of fails to do that. Elite, you have lots of space because space, but you have lots of space, but really few things to do. No NPCs to talk to. Nothing. This one has NPCs, has gathering, has animals even, but I don't know. It looks so like cardboard. And let's leave this. Some people would find this game very entertaining. Some people would even defend it to death. But beside that, don't look. Seeing these people, the developers, Hello Games, and this guy, the main guy, this guy with the beard, with the cute fluffy face, and then you see him and he's all like writing a nice letter to the fans and all this. You're like, oh man, I hate to bash your game, but this is not good. This is not enough. And I think that is a problem. I think I hope they actually patch it. And honestly, I don't think it should have been $60 since the beginning. I think. Even like I would start from 40, I would say even 30, but starting 40, because 60 for this game is doesn't make sense. I really don't think it does. So yeah, I would say these games, all of them, the three of them, they need to tone down the hype a bit. The three of them are kind of to blame with this, because all of them, they promised too much and delivered way less than what they promised, and that's a problem. I understand that you need to sell your copies, but at the same time, is it really worth it to sell lots of copies but then no one will buy your game anymore because you lied to them, or you actually promised too much, delivered way less than you promised? I don't know. We shall see. I hope they get their shit together. I hope they patch their games. Elite needs to be patched, needs to have lots of fun things add to it. It's really lacking this. No Man's Sky, I don't know how they can fix it. A price cut would be a good start, but I think it needs more than that also for the gameplay, and I hope they manage to do it. I'm not a game designer, I'm just stating my opinion. I didn't even play the game yet, No Man's Sky, but we shall see. Moving to Quakecon, I watched some of the trailers they showed at Quakecon, and of course, I didn't play Doom yet, so I didn't even bother to watch the Doom trailer for the DLC. But we shall see. I mean, I'm planning on playing Doom one day because I love the original one, and Doom 2 as well. Doom 3 was not really I didn't really love it that much. But the one that really, I since I saw actually the announcement, I was so interested into it, was Quake Champions. And the first trailer was CGI, and of course, since it's software, so you're expecting to see great graphics, and it delivered from that prospect. But the thing is, people got crazy over it because it had, you saw in the trailer that it has classes, and now we're seeing that there is a craze with class first-person shooters like Overwatch and Battleborn and Lawbreakers. So lots of them are getting published, and they're gonna, Overwatch is released, Battleborn is released, Lawbreaker is gonna release, and more to come. I'm thinking, and one of them now is Quake Champions. And the problem with that is that, of course, you have the purists that played Quake since Quake 1. And as soon as they saw classes, of course, you have people that were so happy since, yay, Overwatch, but in Quake. I'm one of these kind of, because I'm not really into Overwatch aesthetic, if it makes sense. Like the tone, I'm not really into this Pixar style of art. I'm not saying it's bad. I wouldn't mind watching this as a movie, but I don't know. I don't like it in a game. That's me. I'm more into Doom and Quake. These like heavy metal games. So yeah, I'm one of these. I'm cool with the game. I'm cool with it having classes, but of course the purists. Now the purists saw this and they went insane because they don't want something to change their game, And I agree that most of the changes that happened in the I would say, I don't know, last 15 years in first person shooters especially weren't the best. Call of Duty and the likes of it were not great games. I mean, I'm sorry for all of you Call of Duty people. I used to love Call of Duty in the time when it was with World War II. As soon as it went to Modern Warfare, I was like so crazy over it. But after that, I just lost it. Modern Warfare is amazing. Modern Warfare was good. But after that, I just lost it. I guess I stopped playing it since Black Ops, the first one. Yes, imagine. Even Modern Warfare 3, I started playing it and I just couldn't get myself to play more than this. Yeah, so I would say like the changes that happened in first person shooters weren't the best, but I'm talking to the purists now that hate the idea that Quake is changing. Just try it. Wait and try. I mean, there's no way you can tell if the game's going to be good or bad with the classes. There's no way. And if the game turns out to be bad, you can always go back and play the original games. I mean, Quake, you have it there, you can buy it. And I bought Doom, the original Doom, and I'm still playing it till now. I'm having Brutal Doom, of course, installed. It's amazing. I'm encouraging everyone that have Doom to try it. And or even buy it for that. It's really worth it, I'm telling you. And yeah, like change. I know that change what happened in the last 15, I would say even 20 years. The last no, not 20 years, that's too much. The last 15 years, the changes that happened in first person shooters weren't the best, but we need changes now to what happened. That what happened wasn't so good. So let's hope that the upcoming changes to the first-person shooters are going to be good. Overwatch, I would think that it's not a bad game. I played it when they had this open beta phase, but then I don't know, it just didn't click with me. And I told you also one of the reasons with the aesthetic and so on. But yeah, Quake. Looks good. Gameplay looked very good. When they released the gameplay trailer, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I think maybe, for the purists, I'm saying, give it a try. Not saying you should be cynical when you buy a game. You should be really cynical. Nowadays, games are like they're almost like gambling, and it's very sad to see it reaching this, but that's how it is. Back in the day, you used to kind of like trust a developer, and you would buy their games, that's it, these people are good and I like what they're offering, that's it, I'm buying it. And the games would be released in a very decent state. Games that were released that were buggy, that's it, they died. Like there are lots of games that I wanted to play back in the day, but they were so buggy and they got very low scores because of it, and because of that they fell from my radar. So yeah, but now sadly they don't make them the same. They just don't. So I understand your cynicism, but you still need to be a bit open-minded and not just... you won't enjoy anything in life like this. Just try to open your mind, and maybe they will release a game that's worth being a Quake game, and I really am looking forward to it. Another game that I saw that I was really now I'm getting sad remembering this. Prey 2, remember that? Remember this in E3? They actually announced it and they showed even gameplay to it, and it was fucking amazing. I really wanted to play this game. Prey 1 was one of my favorite first-person shooters in 2000s, and reason for that, of course, it was so weird. Like you were playing with a Native American guy who was in space. and you start to have the weapons from the aliens, and the levels were so weird and wonky, and you had to sometimes you'd walk on the ceiling and you'd shoot a guy on the other side, and it would be all wonky, and you had portals, and it was such a great game. And then the guy was a Native American, so he had powers that were related to this Native American thing. It was so cool. Then they showed Prey 2, and I was so damn excited because it looks really good. And sadly, Bethesda, they decided to cancel this game. They said that the quality they were looking for was not there, you know. So they canceled it, and all of a sudden they show us this Prey. They say it's not a reboot, it's not a sequel. You're like, what is it then? I don't understand. And then you hear this with the developers, Arcane Games. I guess they're called Arcane something. Software games? I would say games. Anyway, go on. Arcane. So Arcane says that, well, we were working on a sci-fi game, but they decided to call Prey. I'm like, what? Excuse me? That's very sad. This got me very sad. And problem is, I'm kind of liking the new trailer as well. I mean, it kind of gives me this vibe of Dead Space, but first person, which is even better. And yeah, like the graphics look decent, except for this guy who was screaming in the middle of the trailer. He was like, "Arr!" I don't know. It looks really funny. I thought he's gonna burst into gore and stuff, or maybe an alien is gonna jump out from his body or something. But nothing happened. He was just standing in the middle of the room, going like, "Arr!" and that's it. It looked kind of silly. Otherwise, the graphics look interesting, and I really hope they do a good job, because Prey 2 that you cancelled, Bethesda, I'm talking to you, that game looked amazing. So really, I hope you deliver and make an amazing game now. And maybe make that game one day. Please make it. I don't care where it's gonna be called, Prey, not even Prey, I don't care. Call it something else, call it something, I don't care. But just release that. It looked freaking sick. Or anything that resembles this, because it was really amazing. So yeah, that about Quakecon. Really looking forward to these two games, really. And I really wanna, I don't know, should I buy Doom? I mean, this game looks really fun, but many people kind of scare me from it. I don't know. I hope you tell me anything about that, because I'm really confused about this. But really, yeah, I'm looking forward to these games, as I was mentioning. The upcoming topic I want to talk about is something that's been going on my mind, but lately it just happened like a lot. Like many things happened in quick succession that I was like, whoa, what's happening? These with unofficial remakes and unofficial games getting released, like fan-made games. The first one, of course, was the Star Wars one that was made as a tribute to Battlefront, and of course, cease and desist from EA or from Disney, I don't know, whoever owns the IP, Disney. They stopped the thing. Then you had this Metroid 2 remake, and the guy was working on it for years, but then he decided to release it, and of course, as soon as he did, Nintendo asked him to pull it down, so he did. Very sad. Especially that the guy, he was actually a sweetheart. It was like, please don't hate Nintendo, and he even pushed people to buy Metroid 2 from the eShop. Very sweet guy. The other thing was, of course, there's a Pokemon Uranium. This one is on PC as well. And the people were working on it for 9 years. It's crazy. And of course now they're waiting for for Nintendo to shut it down. I'm like, okay, I'm getting kind of like sick of this, because I don't understand. Like with books, for example, I know that there are lots of people that release fan fiction for books, and usually they would do it. I think they would do it for free, right? I mean, that's how it is. If it's fan fiction, I know there are websites for this. My wife reads a lot, and she told me about this, so I know this exists. Why can't this exist with games? Even if they're like, you know, they belong to Nintendo, or they belong. If you're making this game and you're not You're not gonna get money out of it. Why can't you just release it and people to download it for free? And you're not gonna get anything. Probably what you got, like the guy from that did the Metroid 2 remake, he said already that like what he wanted, he got it already. The experience of working on a game, that's what he wanted, and he got this and he's happy. Maybe that's what they want, and they're doing it very nicely. Like, I don't know, I would say that's my take on it, and I'm wrong probably, because I know that it's illegal, but I'm just saying this, and I hope that maybe people out there would listen to me. And I don't know, this is just, I'm just talking out of my ass now, but I'm just hoping, why can't they just like hire these people, or just like make this like, we take this amount of money out of this, like we make it official, and we take half the money or more if they want, and you take the rest of the money, and that's it. Everyone's a winner. The fans, especially the fans, are gonna be very happy. Like Metroid, who you gonna, like, tell me, Nintendo, are you gonna make a new Metroid game? Seriously? I don't know. I don't think so. And so what's your problem? Just let the guy do a remake for the game. Maybe even like make him do it officially, and that's it, and hire him or something. I don't know. Do something about it. Like, just make the people happy. I don't know. Like, what I'm seeing is that I'm seeing a bunch of assholes that own something and they're not gonna do anything about it, and other people that just want to do something with what they have, but they don't want to. No, it's mine. No, you don't get to do anything. Why? This is not cool. I really am not happy about this, and it makes me sad. Anyway, as soon as I see something like this, I download it immediately, because I know that it's gonna go offline after a while, and it happened with the Metroid remake. And I played it and I really loved it. It was really, really good. And how else am I gonna play Metroid unless I just go and buy the old consoles? And I can't. And in my case, actually living in Egypt, I have even more reasons for that, because of the cash, because of the unavailability of the consoles. Even I can't just go downstairs and buy consoles. It's kind of hard. Like you can find PS4 here, and you can barely find Xbox Ones, but that's it. You don't find Wii U's. Maybe in Cairo. I'm living in Alexandria. I don't know. Well, I'm living in the land of the dead after all. So there you go. I'm gonna go back to the land of the dead. I have a long week ahead of me, working and everything. I hope you all have a good week, and I hope you all have good health, and I'll see you next. I'll try to make this weekly. I don't know how this will work. This is my first time, but we'll see. Wish me luck, guys, and thanks. Bye-bye. DreamReg was with you.